Hello, and welcome to AGX Media. I'm your host, Nick, and today we welcome back Phil Streible of RJO Futures to give us his insights on the market. But first, if this is your first time joining us, please subscribe to our channel as well as check out agxpay.com to learn how the power of modern silver money can set your finances free. And now, to our interview. Phil, welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Phil, you're on the trading floors and have a sense of market sentiment. Are investors risk averse right now, or is there still some appetite for risk out there?
There is definitely a risk appetite going on. I mean, if you look at the U.S. equity markets, we hit all-time highs today in the S&P 500. We're just a little bit away on the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. So traders are definitely willing to take on this risk, given some of these global uncertainties, given the fact that only 80% of the companies have met their earnings and the economic data has been quite weak.
Interesting. So in your opinion, what does this mean for commodities?
So I think there's opportunities out there. You just got to find those right ones. I mean, we've seen, markets like some of the more industrial metals, they've shot up, like palladium's at a new all-time high. Platinum just started a rally. Silver is still holding up near that $18 range. And then if you look at some of the other commodities, I think that they're dramatically undervalued, like things like coffee, orange juice. Those are all starting to attract some investor money on there.
So then, in your opinion, is there an appetite for safe havens, or is the market sentiment entirely opportunistic?
So I think that once the Fed comes out with their statement, that's going to kind of determine how gold and silver react going forward. If you look at the gold market, it's been down quite a bit over today and over Friday and Sunday. However, I really think that there's a value in here right around this like 1480 to 1465 region. And I think with all those global uncertainties, I think that those prices are going to start to move their way back up.
With that said, are you seeing much desire for alternative options such as cryptocurrencies?
So if you look, I mean, just in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has had a miraculous comeback, back over $10,000. We saw, people piling into Ethereum and also, the Litecoin. So, I mean, there is that demand there. And I think as long as, we have these problems and protests around the globe, I think that cryptocurrencies are definitely going to be that alternative form of asset where you can easily transfer money. I mean, you could buy gold or silver, but you're going to have to physically move it around in a backpack. That's not very efficient at all.
Now, on the crypto track, I'd like to get your comments on Facebook's cryptocurrency, Libra. Zuckerberg has recently been under fire from regulators, and we've seen a lot of the major backers start to pull away, such as Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. Do you think Libra still has legs?
I think it still has a chance. I mean, if you look at what Facebook has, they have 1/5 of the world's population as users. They have significant financial resources. Zuckerberg is not a dumb guy whatsoever. I understand the concerns that, the Financial Markets Committee had and some of the things they brought up because of the fact it's hard to control who's using these. But I think it's an efficient tool for Facebook users to have, especially today. I purchased something off of Facebook. It would be nice if I could just transfer the money there with using Libra loaded up into my Facebook account. I find that a lot safer than giving someone PayPal or giving them credit card information.
Now that said, aside from the top 3 cryptocurrencies, are you seeing any other players stand out in the crypto space at the moment?
Not necessarily. I mean, we still like Stellar and we like some of the other ones, but we really need some of those leaders to really take off again, to breathe life into those smaller ones. And I think Bitcoin crossing 10,000 again, I think that was key in order to start this rally.
All right, Phil, one last question for you on the subject of silver. Do you see any significant price action for the metal in the near future?
Well, I think if, we start to see the economic picture continue to erode, we start to see that non-farm payroll number. That's one area of the U.S. economy has been doing quite well. If we see jobs start to slip a bit, the economic data continue to weaken, and then if the Federal Reserve, the FOMC statement is cautious, we'll probably see silver futures back at that 1850. I think that could put a good year-end price target of $20 on the table. However, if this seems like it's a one and done rate cut, and we see strong numbers on Friday, economic data continues to improve, then you're probably going to see silver futures come off, but they are going to have some support. I think it's right around $17.50 to $17.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's all we have for today's interview with Phil Streible of RJO Futures. So glad that you guys could join us. And as always, if this is your first time, please check out agxpay.com to learn how the power of modern silver money can set your finances free.